What you doing, bud? Can I catch? Would you like some apple pancakes? Yeah? Oh yes, it sounds good to me too. I love you. Hello vintage neighbors, welcome to the Vintage Girl Next Door. My name is Lacey and today we are cooking up another vintage recipe. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know I have a ton of apples right now from our apple tree, and so I thought I would break out the Cooking Magic cookbook and see what apple recipes I could find. So today we are making sour cream apple roll-ups. So it sounds pretty good. I feel like since we made the peaches and cream pie using the sour cream, I'm a little less concerned about how that's gonna be. I think it'll be good. Basically, it looks like apple pancakes rolled up with sour cream in the middle, sprinkled with powdered sugar. So we're gonna go for it. Should be good. If you like these vintage recipe videos while you're watching, feel free to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And so let's jump right in to this vintage recipe. All right, we are going to get started by melting 2 tablespoons of butter. And then I am adding in 1.5 cups of flour. We're doing the dry ingredients first in a bowl. And then 3 tablespoons of sugar. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I also decided to add some cinnamon. It was not in the recipe, but I thought it sounded really good for the apple pancakes, so I put a little bit of cinnamon in as well, about I think I like 1/2 teaspoon. Mix that all together, and then we're beating 1 egg. It says beat it until thick and piled softly. I did my best with my Sunbeam mixer. And then adding in the butter and 1.5 cups of milk. And let that mix for just a second, and then I'm going to add in the dry ingredients and kind of just mix those all together until they are well blended. Now that that is all mixed up, just scraping the sides and then giving it another little mix. And now it's time to chop up the apple. So it says to quarter the apple and pare it and then chop finely. So I did my best. I told you before, I'm not great with chopping and using a knife, but I did my best. I think I got it pretty well and chopped into pretty good small pieces. And it said to do 1 large apple. My apples are not very large, and so I ended up doing 2 small apples. And then I'm going to combine that in with the batter until the apple is evenly distributed. And then we're heating a 6-inch skillet with a little bit of butter in there. And then putting the batter in. It said use about a 1/4 cup of batter at a time and spread it out with a spoon. I did my best. I don't know if my batter was a little thick maybe, or if it's just like the apple pieces, but I eventually got it spread out pretty well. And then cook it over medium heat until it is lightly browned, and flip it and brown the second side. And just keep on going with this until the batter is gone. And as I was going, I put the pancakes into this Pyrex dish and I kept it in the oven while the rest of them were cooking so that they would all stay nice and warm. And I kept the oven at about 250 degrees so they would stay warm while the rest of them were cooking. Kind of got into a better groove after I did a few. I don't know, maybe that's like the first pancake rule. The first one's never going to look great. But as I kept going, they ended up looking nicer and nicer as I went. So that was good. And now that they are all done, it's time for the sour cream. So spreading sour cream on the pancakes. The recipe called for 3 cups of sour cream. That is a lot of sour cream, you guys. So I just did a layer and then rolled it up in the pancake. I did not probably even use a full cup of sour cream. So I don't know. I feel like 3 cups, that would be a lot of sour cream per pancake. And I did a generous helping inside each one. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't want like a huge mouthful of sour cream. So some of them ended up rolling a little better than others. Some of them kind of cracked a little, but overall, not too bad. Seemed like they worked pretty well. Then I'm dusting them with a little bit of confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar. And this is the finished pancakes. They look pretty and they smelled really good. All right, so that went pretty well. A couple of things I would probably do differently. I think the apple pieces need to be even smaller than what I chopped. Possibly, I was thinking it could even work if you like grate the apple. I feel like that would work really well, like almost like an apple hash brown type of a thing, and then mix that in the batter. I feel like that would have probably gone a little bit smoother. Also, some of them I think I made a little too thick because they didn't really roll very well. But for the most part, I think it was a success. They smell really good, so let's taste it and see what we think. They're pretty good. They're kind of, I feel like they're a little bit dry, so maybe I just needed to put more sour cream, but for me, I really like my pancakes to be sweet, like sweeter, like syrup. I feel like I would probably add syrup even with the sour cream, to be honest, but they're not bad. I think they're yummy. It's a fun recipe. It looks cute and nice. Let's try another bite with a little more sour cream in it. Yeah, it's good. I still think I would add syrup. That's just me. Overall, I think the cooking magic has come through again with another fun vintage recipe to try. If you decide to try it, please let me know and tag me. I would love to see. And let me know what you think about this recipe. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this vintage recipe video. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so. I would love to have you around the vintage neighborhood for more of our vintage fun. And check out our new merch. It will be linked below and also just on my channel page. If you want to check that out and represent the vintage neighborhood, I would love that. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for being here and thank you for your comments. I always love hearing from my vintage neighbors, so leave me a comment below. I hope that you are having a wonderful fall, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!